We just started talking about First Peter in our core groups. We have a First Peter series for kids and a First Peter series for adults. What's really cool about First Peter is Peter's talking about how this is not our home. This is not our place for us to be. Our final destination is heaven. And God has prepared a place for us up there. Now, the whole idea of where hope comes from. Our hope is in Jesus. Our hope is in the fact that we'll get to go there one day. But this last Sunday, October 4th, we talked about how God gives new life. And it was because of that new life that we have with Jesus that we get to have that hope to get to heaven. But this last Sunday, we also talked about the Passover, the last act of the final plague, and them crossing the Red Sea. They had hope that God would protect them and take care of them and save them from the death angel that passed over them, but also would get them across the Red Sea. It's this part of the story, of the big God story, that takes and we get our communion from. We get our communion from the Passover feast, the Passover meal that the Jewish culture takes part in yearly. So I think this would be a great opportunity to talk about how communion and what it represents, each element, the bread and the body, the bread meaning body, the juice meaning the blood. Talk over that with your kids. Make sure they have a solid understanding of what communion is. And the fact that it represents how Jesus died on the cross for their sins, where they can have hope to one day be in heaven, which is what we're talking about in 1 Peter, and also what we're talking about here on Sunday services. That is what I want you guys to talk about today. Talk about communion. Talk about your first time taking communion. Maybe even join together and have communion.